Hello, welcome to Bored and Confused, where I review shows based on two criteria. One, was I bored? Two, was I confused? Today's show is Floyd Collins playing at Lincoln Center Theater. Now, a reminder, please like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me grow this channel and I appreciate you watching these videos. So let's get into this. I have heard of this show for years, and I've heard people who just rave about it and they loved it, and I never really listened to the album because whenever I heard what it was about, what is Floyd Collins about? Well, Floyd Collins is about a man, the time is 1925. He's exploring caves because he wants to find one that he can sell as attraction to people. I guess back in the 25s, people didn't have a lot to do, so like natural wonders was a good way to make money. So he's trying to find the perfect cave to sell as an attraction. And while exploring this cave, he gets trapped. The irony is that him being trapped in this cave becomes a media sensation and brings a lot of people to the area. And other people are getting rich selling concessions and tours of homes while he's stuck in this cave. It's ironic. You know, what I knew of this play, a musical about a man stuck in a cave, never really appealed to me. So I went to see Floyd Collins with some trepidation. And I'm going to really need y'all's help with this show. If you're someone who's seen the show, who loves the album, I'm a little bit at a loss with this show. And the reason is I just don't find it interesting. Let's unpack that. So we meet this man, Floyd Collins, in the beginning of the show. He's climbing around these caves. And I have to say, Tina Landau, who's the director, and she's also the book writer and has added additional lyrics to this show, she's directed in a really cool way where he's climbing around on this black stage at the Vivian Beaumont, and pieces rise up and he slides down them and he climbs up things. It's actually really creatively done, and I really enjoyed that. I feel like what we learned about Floyd is that he doesn't want to work the land and do the things traditionally that his father did. He kind of wants a get-rich-quick scheme in a way. He wants to find a cave that he can sell. And he also talks about he has the luck around him. I think Jeremy Jordan is really likable. Vocally, sounds incredible, as he always does. I mean, he sounds so good, this man's voice. And I like the character, but I really don't feel like I learn much about him other than that he wants to become rich. And that doesn't change much through the show. Even after he gets trapped, you know, a lot of the thing is focused on his survival and trying to get out of the cave. And a lot of people talk about how lucky he is. Ironic. And I just, you know, I don't want him to die because I don't like to see people die. And also I know he's a real person, so I don't want him to die. But I'm just, a little bit of him is very cocky and just so sure of himself that I don't have as much sympathy for him because he got himself in this dangerous situation. And I find myself rooting more for his family because for them, they don't want to lose their brother, their son. And so I feel their distress more because they didn't cause their own distress. So the first act of the show, it's long and it's him climbing around. He gets trapped. They find his coat. They realize he's missing. Everyone's like, oh, he'll be fine. This has happened before. You know, send his brother down them. He'll jiggle him out. The townsfolk are talking about it. And then it finally, as we get towards the end, a news reporter shows up and he is able to wiggle down there because he's small, and he interviews Floyd Collins. I find the first act just not that interesting. Now, the second act is much, much better because once this reporter's story gets out, it gets picked up by a lot of newspapers. There starts to be a media frenzy. People start driving for miles to visit this little town in Kentucky. They set up carnival rides, they have balloons, they have people selling concessions, and it's kind of like, it's so strange, but this happened. People are kind of waiting for his rescue. It's like this party. Isn't it going to be great when he finally gets rescued? And the second act is much more interesting because then that's when things started happening. But boy, was I bored during that first act. Now, I feel like if you're someone who really enjoys the symphony or loves just going and enjoying music, that is the reason to see Floyd Collins. That's the part I enjoyed because Adam Guettel writes gorgeous music and he does this great thing. I mean, I feel like one of the reasons he wanted to write this, he was like, oh, I can use echoes in my music. But he uses yodeling and echoes to great effect. It's so good. The singing is fantastic. The music sounds great. The orchestra sounds great. It's just gorgeous music. Now, Adam Guettel doesn't really write traditional musical theater songs that have a catchy hook and follow a kind of AABA form, or A section, B section, A section. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Anyhow, he doesn't write the traditional standard musical theater song, which is really designed to be memorable and catchy. So if you want catchy, memorable songs, this isn't the show for you. But if you want to hear gorgeous music sung beautifully in a very distinct style that fits the period, then yes, this show is great to listen to this music and see it being performed by talented artists. I'm just not engaged in the story. I do want to mention one song that starts the second act that I really liked. It's called Isn't That Remarkable? And it's sung by 3 reporters who are Dwayne Cooper, Jeremy Davis, and Charlie Franklin. I thought this number was great. And I think one of the reasons I liked it so much is there's not a lot of comedy in this show. So this was, although not a laugh, ha-ha kind of song, it is lighter in tone because these reporters are making up these fantastic stories. The choreography for this number is really great. Shout out to... I'm looking in this program and I can't find the choreographer. Am I blind? Anyhow, the choreography was great for that number. I enjoyed that number a lot. I could have seen that twice. The costumes are great. I think the set design is great. Lincoln Center, is this weird space because it's a thrust stage that was originally, the back of the stage was meant to store sets for 3 different shows, and then they would bring them to the front of the stage for performances. But now they use the back of the stage, and Tina is using a lot of the back of that space for the set design, which I guess makes sense. Most of the action takes place downstage, as it should, but you can't always see all that stuff back there because it was never designed to be seen by everyone in the audience. I think this show suffers from a lot of the same problems that Redwood does. So that She Wrote 30 Years Apart is they just spend so much time focusing on the person's inner life and what they're feeling and relationships, but there's not a lot of plot narrative going along, which is what I like. I like things to happen. And just so many ballads. Whew. They're in deficit with their ballad dollars. I mean, it's really hard to watch a show of just ballad after ballad. The stepmother and father of Floyd, they're talking about their relationship, and the daughter who was in an insane asylum it's just a lot of sadness and darkness going on in Redwood as well as in Floyd Collins. And for me, it's just hard to get on board with. I just get really weighed down by all of these sad ballads. Yeah, let me wrap this up. Was I bored? Was I confused? Yeah, I'm bored by this show. I'm confused. I am confused why people love this show so much and why this show premiered in 1996 at Playwright Horizons. It ran for 26 performances, and it got amazing reviews in the Times, and a lot of theater critics said, like, this is the future of American musical theater. And then the irony is that then the show doesn't get produced on Broadway. It's done regionally and it's done in London. I think that it's a small tour, but then it's not seen forever, the future of musical theater. And now it's being brought back 30 years later. Isn't that crazy? It just goes to show, don't give up on your shows because another one of your shows might be a hit. You might have the opportunity to have one of your shows about a woman stuck up in a tree playing at the same time that you have a show about a man stuck in a hole. Talk about versatility, Tina Landau. Oh, let's talk about tickets. There are rush tickets available for like $45. Lottery tickets, they're on the website. And if you're under 35, you can do the Link program, which I think is $35 tickets, which is great. Or just find a friend and have them buy them for you. There's a lot of great things. I mean, this is great music. This is great singing. It was an experience. I was so thankful to be able to see this. So if you're like me and you were wondering, what's the hubbub about? Go check out Floyd Collins and then come back and tell me what you thought. Tell me, am I crazy? Are we having another maybe happy ending moment where everyone's going to tell me I have no heart and no soul because I couldn't feel for this man who was trapped in a cave and about to die for 2 hours and 2.5 hours? Is it me? All right, so go check out Floyd Collins.
Don't bore me. Don't confuse me. If you do, then you lose me. Don't wanna drift away, wanna stay inside the play. Keep me engaged, keep me amused with what's in front of me. 'Cause I don't wanna be bored. bored and confused, bored and confused.